It's great to be here at the Arabian Travel Market, the 30th anniversary. WTTC here again this year. We've just launched our global numbers, and last year, 2022, highlighted that there was a 22% growth globally in terms of travel and tourism GDP. In fact, the number of jobs now in travel and tourism is up to 295 million. This year, projecting forward for 2023, we're predicting another 23% year-on-year growth, and for jobs and employment to get up to 320 million. We also saw a huge rebound in growth in international spending. So international tourists spent 82% more last year than the year before, but that is still 40% below what we experienced in 2019 numbers.
So Andrew, so let me just get those numbers straight. So we're 40% down on 2019 spending.
In terms of international spend, yes.
Right, okay.
But it's still good news, let's be honest. It's bouncing back very quickly. By the end of this year, we're only going to be 27% behind what we experienced in 2019. So that growth is coming. In fact, at the end of this year, if things go to plan as we experience and predict, we're going to be just 5% below the 2019 numbers globally.
By when?
The prediction is by the end of this year.
End of this year. Great, thanks for clarifying.
No worries.
Really, really interesting numbers. Where's the growth coming from? Who's leading and who's lagging?
Yeah, so the growth is predominantly out of Western Europe, we saw, and the Middle East. Middle East in terms of outbound departures. Obviously across Asia Pacific, there were borders still closed, but with them reopening, that creates that opportunity now where the tourist flow can continue to go. We do need the connectivity and the upskilling in the supply chain to make sure that the growth that we have predicted will flow through, so we'll be interested to see how that comes about.
So here we are in Dubai for ATM. Give us a bit of a regional kind of perspective from WTT's point of view.
Yeah, so regionally it's a very exciting part of the world. There's obviously massive giga projects going. We're going to be launching our economic numbers for the region just in 2 weeks' time. So when our president CEO is in town, so that'll be very interesting to see who's growing the most and who's got the most sustainable initiatives going forward. So that's sort of what we can share. So far the global numbers are out, but look forward to seeing what the Middle East has in store.
And you used a very important word there. So tell us a little bit about sort of your position on sustainability. Where are we as an industry?
Yeah, so it's great as the 30th anniversary for Arabian Travel Market to have the core focus of their calendar program on sustainability. In terms of WTTC, it is our top priority. It is the one that our members have driven home to say this is the strategic priority you need to focus on, not just for us as the leaders of the sector, but for the SMEs, the community that need the footsteps and the stepping stones towards starting down that route. In terms of WTTC, we launched at ITB earlier this year, the Hotel Sustainability Basics. So these are 12 key criteria for the lodging and hotel industry to take forward to progress into more complex, sustainable pathways going forward. We also have different initiatives around net biodiversity in travel and tourism, around a net zero roadmap towards carbon neutrality by 2050, and other initiatives because we've taken a holistic perspective to make sure that they all relate, because they do interrelate.
What's the response been since you announced that in February at ITB?
Overwhelming. We've got over 60 hotel chains now signed up to it, but don't get me wrong, this is a stepping stone towards greater sustainability. So our whole idea, our end goal here is that everyone can step their level up in hotel sustainability so that we can go forward. So far today, we've got leading destinations like Azerbaijan, Colombia, Ras Al Khaimah, Oman, just to name a few, who are implementing this on the ground in their parts of the world so that they can raise the bottom level of sustainability.
Obviously, lots of kind of market kind of challenges as well out there, as well as sustainability. What's been the sort of reaction and response, particularly from a kind of regional point of view to that?
In terms of the basics? Overwhelming. It's very much from the industry for the industry, and what folks are saying to us is thank you. Thanks for providing us the pathway forward. We're already on a few of them, but now we know how we can achieve just the baseline once more. So that's just not here in the Middle East, but that's globally as well. It's been very overwhelming in terms of the response and the input from particularly destinations, those leading destinations in sustainability that want to ensure that they can drive their part of the world forward and be for a greener tomorrow.
And lastly, what are you looking to get out of ATM?
For us, it's all about hearing from the industry. So hearing what are those key initiatives and key drivers on the ground. So at WTTC, we do the economic impact research, but we want to know from the folks in the supply chain, our members particularly, what's happening, what are the key trends that we should be aware of, because it helps shape our strategic direction going forward.
Talking about going forward, you have obviously the next big event coming up in Kigali, Rwanda.
Correct, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about kind of what we can have in store.
Yeah, so the first ever WTTC Global Summit on the 1st to the 3rd of November will be in Kigali, Rwanda. So the first in Africa. We're very, very excited to be there. Having just heard back from the team that did their first site visit, wow. That's all they said, wow. It's going to be amazing. We're looking to draw about 1,500 of the C-suite executives from travel and tourism to Kigali to focus not just on Rwanda, but on Africa as a whole, to help their future growth, their future potential be realized. And if you and your viewers want to know more about that, please direct them to our website, WTTC.org, to find out more. It's going to be very exciting at the start of November.
Andrew, thank you for giving Breaking Travel News your time here at ATM.
Thank you. Cheers, Justin.